And like always, you've completed your mission.
Like always?
Those words don't come from me. You must know what they say about you here.
No, I don't know. Enlighten me.
Well, you have kind of a reputation. It's actually rather flattering.
What exactly do they say?
Oh, you want to know? I didn't think...
Simple curiosity, nothing more.
Everybody kept saying that Galeb Bazori has been in tough spots before, and that you come through them unscathed. They were right.
Don't listen to gossip. Forge your own opinions.
Don't worry about it.
It's not a natural thing here. It takes some experience.
Mens et manus.
I beg your pardon?
Nothing. It's Latin. My mind wandered for a moment. You didn't tell me what was in those files you gave the prince.
I don't see how that's any of your business.
To make up your own mind about something, the best way is to go to the source. And apparently, Jason Moore is well informed.
I see. You'll have to be patient, Fang.
Do you think your success on the mission could play to our advantage? I mean, for...
The prince will decide your fate when the time comes. Being useful to her can't hurt. How do you feel about it?
Honestly, I just want to get it over with. Like when you're going into finals.
Even if there's no going back?
It's a little late for that, isn't it?
It is.
Your child, Beryl Underwood, did he have any second thoughts?
I don't want to discuss it.
He's your only child, so I wondered how it went. Well, could you enlighten me?
Beryl is very different from you. He always has been. I was blind. It won't happen again. Beryl would have begged me to get what he wanted. Your patience reassures me. I'm making the right choice with you.
You seem to really have a problem with him.
Yes, and that's why you must stay away from him.
This separation between you, what caused it?
Don't dig too far into it. You know this is something I don't discuss.
That's too bad.
Now, if you'll excuse me, Fang, I'm going to have a word with him.
Oh? To Beryl? Why?
I trust you, but I don't trust him. I asked you not to go near him. Apparently, I didn't make myself clear enough.
I thought the prince was gonna call for you any minute now.
I'm sure I'll have enough time to clear the air with him first. Once and for all. While you're waiting, stay put.
As you wish.
Just one more, and then you can go rest.
All right. Thanks, Ms. Ortiz.
Any news here?
Everyone is stressed out. I've never seen anything like it. They're all talking in hushed voices. They barely dare to look at each other.
People and their moods. I'm not interested in that.
I saw them take one of Jason Moore's bodyguards below. To question him, I imagine. That could be of interest to you. Say, how are things with the girl?
Excuse me.
It's Zhu Feng, right?
She's not a girl.
Things going okay?
Yes, things are fine.
She seems worried.
Don't worry about her.
Do you think you'll embrace her soon?
As soon as possible, once the prince gives me permission.
You met Fang at MIT, didn't you?
I first discovered her by reading one of her articles.
What does she write?
She studies the blue economy.
To each his own. I don't even know what that means.
It's about hope. A hope of making up for centuries of exploitation.
Since when are you concerned about that?
Since I saw Beryl poison our kind.
Blood or money? I've never embraced anyone.
How come?
The story of my life. End my unlife. I have no progeny, mortal or otherwise.
By choice?
Yes and no. When things weren't so strict, I could have asked, but I didn't have anyone in mind. Not like you and Feng. Now it's too late, as I've clearly been made to understand.
You shouldn't have any regrets, Sylvia. Sometimes your progeny can be quite a disappointment.
I've already heard that from my own parents. Be that as it may, I hope the prince will allow you to do it.
I don't know.
I hope last night isn't weighing on you too heavily.
I'm all right.
The prince won't base her decision on just that. You've already proven your worth, Mr. Bazori.
We'll see about that. I'd better be going.
See you.
A message from Caius. Need you downstairs. Urgent issue. Bad timing. I'm going to have to choose. Help Caius or speak with Beryl.
We're waiting for Mr. Leto's signal. Until then, if you have any questions...
I want to report
Got it.
on his activities
problem.
pronto.
Great.
I don't like the sound of that at all.
Mr. Bazori. It's a... James, isn't it? Jason Moore's bodyguard.
Yes, Mr. Bazori.
I've got some questions for you.
I've already answered so many questions.
You weren't with Moore yesterday. You went against standing orders.
No, he sent me to his office.
Why?
I was supposed to pick up some files. He was being really weird, like he was stalling for time.
You were supposed to bring him here, weren't you?
Yeah, but he said he had to get some documents from his place, and then he sent me to his office. At the time, I didn't think too much of it, but looking back on it, he was really doing everything he could not to leave with us.
You should have been more attentive. What happened once you got to his office?
I had a hard time finding what he wanted. He wasn't very clear about where I'd be able to find some specific invoices.
You lost precious time. You weren't his handservant.
When I came back, the police had the whole place roped off, so I came straight here. And since then, I've done nothing but answer questions and wait.
How naive. Moore was at the party. So were you.
Yeah, I don't like to talk about it.
You don't really have a choice.
Like I told the others, I don't really remember precisely what happened. It's all a blur. It happened so fast, and they almost got us. They came from all sides, and there was a stench of burned flesh and gunpowder. I'd seen a lot of things before, but that... it was unbearable. I don't know how we made it out. I don't know.
Nothing before that.
I don't remember. I'm sorry.
Do you know what's going to happen next?
I have no idea. Nobody's telling me anything. Do you know?
The prince will determine your fate when she has time.
I'm not a high priority, am I?
I wouldn't be in a hurry if I were you.
I could still be useful to the Camarilla. Please.
I'm not the one who needs to hear it. I must leave you.
I get the feeling I'll be staying here a long time. I hope they'll let me go soon.
There you are. Follow me, please. We'll speak in private.
There's no point in insisting.
The prince didn't ask you for your opinion.
Hazel can't just ignore me and then call me in like this. Now get out of here before I make your blood boil.
Mr. Siaka, you're taking a big risk.
Goodbye.
Asshole. What do we do if the hunters show up?
Now she's sending you.
Run into some trouble with the prince?
That's a question to ask Hazel. She's the one who doesn't know what she wants.
You seem unusually tense. Are you sure she's the problem?
Obviously, the whole situation is a nightmare, but Hazel's not helping. She's obviously overwhelmed, and I'm not the only one who thinks so. I don't know how you still put up with her.
You owe your place in the Primogen to her.
What, you think I don't know that? I've always done my best to keep her from screwing things up. But when she reached out to Hartford?
Hartford is a key part of her plan.
We can't count on Hartford. There are other chantries, other kindred who could help us. After what happened last night, I'm not sure you realize just how deep the shit we are in goes.
And I suppose you have the solution?
Maybe. Not that I'm happy about it. There's interesting stuff going on in other places. Boston's not the center of the universe.
We don't know who can be trusted. This is no time to leave. If the prince has kept you in the dark, she must have had a good reason for it. Just look at what happened.
Open your eyes, Caleb! The Boston Camarilla is crumbling before our eyes! What are the odds we survive?
They're not good, I'll grant you that. It might be too late for Boston.
You know what it's like! To feel called to be elsewhere.
That has nothing to do with this. Salem isn't elsewhere. You won't be any safer there.
It's just a starting point. We thaumaturgs will find a way to deal with it.
I see that you've planned for everything.
I've already lost too much time. You shouldn't waste your time either.
If you leave, Hazel will catch up with you.
What do you mean?
You know, she doesn't like people who have been disloyal, especially now.
Hazel doesn't need new enemies. She should be wary.
Be careful.
Goodbye, Caleb.
Caleb, our secret agent is back already. The soldier is on furlough.
Not for long, I'm afraid. The prince will undoubtedly have some new task for me.
At least she trusts you. She hardly speaks to her Primogen. Even Beryl is in the dark.
He's not used to that. It'll be good for him. I heard you were doing business with him.
It's something to do with the Rosemont Society, my foundation. Why?
I see.
All I can tell you is that Beryl's really the one who is in charge of it. Are you still not talking?
You could say that.
Any regrets?
I'm planning to make up for it with Fang.
Oh, so that's why you've become attached to that girl.
I'm not attached to her. She's an asset for the Camarilla, and a necessary balance to temper Beryl's wicked games.
Personally, I find that giving a child so much power is dangerous. The problem is that you have to watch them all the time, otherwise they end up making a mess of things.
But trying to influence them is pointless.
You must be subtle about it. That's all. I give Mem just enough freedom so that she doesn't completely hate me. But I know exactly how to make her do whatever I want. Do you really think you'll have time to embrace Fang?
What do you mean?
Well, with all the elders gone, who knows who'll be next?
That's not something I'm willing to discuss with you.
Suit yourself.
No, excuse me, I have to go.
Of course.
We're not moving fast enough.
Caleb, you don't come here often. Sorry, things are a little hectic here.
As you can see.
What's going on?
Code Red. We're destroying all of our files.
Following protocol.
Did you ask for a few hands?
Yeah. I keep asking them to send me a couple more people.
Even kind would be useful.
But apparently there are fires everywhere and it's taking forever. It's a huge undertaking. And of course, Hazel's putting major pressure on me. She's normally a little high-strung, but you can imagine how much worse it's become.
It's her job. She's trying to keep us from going down with the ship, no matter the cost.
I agree. And you know how much I love Hazel. But it's starting to get hard to manage. My efficiency might be the stuff of legend, but even I make mistakes. How about you? Is everything all right?
After last night, who could say that?
I mean, you know, your condition.
My condition?
You know, you're the eldest among us now.
Are you worried about me, or the void I'll leave behind?
You're an essential asset for the Camarilla. You disappearing now would be one of the worst possible things that can happen to us.
It's true that reliability is a virtue in decline.
Don't leave us. That's all. For Hazel's sake.
I've got my own reasons to stay.
I was wondering, what is it like? Do you hear voices?
Does it come at you all at once?
It's more like a feeling. A light one at first. Then it grows, and grows, until it becomes unbearable.
It doesn't look so unbearable for you.
I'm hanging on, but you shouldn't worry about it. You're still very young.
Listen to us. Talking about growing old, like mortals do.
What's wrong?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe it's just the Second Inquisition attack.
You're the only person here who doesn't seem fazed by it.
London seems so far away. Now they're here. They're destroying the people we know. I really need to get back to work.
Good luck. I've seen princes come and go. In the end, it always comes down to a struggle for power between the prince and their primogen. Hazel is strong, but will she last much longer? It's locked from the inside.
Caleb, by all means, make yourself right at home. You? Here? How extraordinarily rare. To what do I owe the honor?
Enough, Beryl. Did you speak with Fang?
I'm not one to keep an eye on the comings and goings of your retainers.
Did you speak to her?
So much fuss about nothing.
You know very well what she is to me. and what shall be soon.
If the prince authorizes it...
It's only a matter of time.
I sincerely hope so. I ran into her recently, it's true, but we hardly said a word to one another.
I will not accept your explanation. I thought I had made myself clear about her.
Unlike you, I don't try to control the lives of those around me. Feng still enjoys a certain degree of freedom, doesn't she, to choose whom she sees? We ran into each other by accident, and we didn't speak for long.
She is mine. She cannot decide for herself. I won't have her coming anywhere near you.
You might want to rethink your methods. If she didn't need to talk to me so badly, I would have refused to see her. I really don't see the harm in it.
It's not your business to understand.
I'd really like to, though. I just wanted to give her some advice, to help guide her through this brave, dangerous new world. When it comes to that, I don't think you're doing enough. Am I mistaken?
You're projecting yourself onto her.
I beg your pardon?
After all this time, you still haven't gotten over it. You don't know anything about my relationship with Fang. Don't try to judge it, or worse, interfere with it.
It's possible that this sudden appearance brings back some bitter memories. And when you're confined here, it's easy to ruminate. My intentions were sincere, but I realize now how they could be misconstrued.
That is the case.
Your concern for Feng is to your credit. It really is. However, I can't help making comparisons with my own past experiences.
You shouldn't.
It was long ago, I admit. But I'm still your only child.
You're jealous.
I'm not jealous. Although I do regret the unfortunate turn our relationship has taken. I'm worried about Feng, honestly. You would worry too if you were in my shoes. I just want to make sure she doesn't go through the same thing I did. The crushing weight of disappointment, the distance, the disdain.
Beryl, I'm sorry. I made a mistake with you.
A mistake? What, pray tell, did you ever do to make things go awry? You dropped me in a hornet's nest and left me to dodge the stings. I've been nothing but alone from the very start. You gave up, Caleb. And did you ever once consider fixing your mistake?
That's why I'm doing things differently with Fang. I don't want to make the same mistake again.
Ah, such eloquence, which never ceases to surprise me. You've always wielded words with such deadly skill. But there is one small detail it seems you have forgotten. You won't be there for her much longer.
What?
Think about it. You're the oldest person in this city now. It gnaws at you like it does all the elders. You can feel it inside you, and it will grow and grow until you finally give in. How long do you think it will be before you leave too?
I'd weigh your words. One might think you actually want me gone.
Far be it from me to want that.
Yet you seem so eager to replace me, even purring up to Fang. That doesn't seem like a very loyal attitude to have.
I won't let you question my loyalty.
Then do something to prove it. Then we'll talk.
Actually, if I understand you right, and I think I do, we're of the same mind. With a few minor differences.
Is that so?
We both want what's best for Fang. So then why can't I see her?
It's quite simple. Either you do what I say, or I'll take more radical measures.
There's no need for that. I'm sure we can find common ground.
You don't come near Fang again, and I won't tear you limb from limb.
I was thinking of something a little more...
It's non-negotiable.
I see. I'll have to settle for that.
You'd better.
I just wanted to make sure she knew what she was doing here. I didn't think you'd react like this.
You didn't think I'd find out.
Don't turn this into a witch trial. If I've acted badly, it was with good intentions. But I've heard your message loud and clear. I'll bear it in mind.
Just keep your distance, and everything will be fine.
Yes, you've made yourself very clear.
One more thing.
A little bird told me about your operations in South America.
My dear sire, for someone I thought had no interest in business, you are remarkably well informed.
Nothing can stay hidden from the court forever.
Where's the harm in it?
Your actions have consequences for the Camarilla that you haven't considered. You could endanger the Masquerade. Don't you think you should speak to the prince about it?
I don't see how my personal business concerns her. She's already having enough trouble getting us out of this mess she's dragged us into.
You hold her responsible for this?
She's in charge, isn't she? She hosted the party. It's only natural to hold her accountable, isn't it?
If the court were to hear what you just said...
Huh. Do you really think I'm the only one who thinks this? You'd best be going.
I wasn't planning on staying. Be sure of that.
It's been a pleasure. Please excuse me if I don't see you out.
I hope he understood this time. He won't get another warning. Caius again. They locked it down. Too late to go see him. Hazel is probably ready to see me now. I won't make her wait.
The prince is ready to see you now.
Great.
Caleb.
My prince.
We were expecting you.
How may I be of service to you this time?
One thing at a time. The situation has changed. The money is gone. The accounts have been emptied.
What? That's impossible.
Only Jason Moore could have transferred the money. The situation is dire.
We still don't know who gave Lehane her orders?
No, unfortunately not. You shouldn't have let them get away, Caleb. They would have been able to tell us more. All we know is that it's someone from here.
If there's a traitor among us, I'll have their head.
One thing at a time. I'll take care of the traitor, personally. Failure is a luxury we will soon be unable to afford. If you have nothing more to say, we can move on to the reason I sent for you.
What did you think about Richard Dunham's file?
Money that should be going to me seems to go missing whenever he touches it. Richard is far too important to me. I can't afford to upset him now. But if his research doesn't pay off soon, I won't hesitate to show him my disappointment.
Did you read Jorodori's file?
I wish I'd never seen it.
There's too much I despise in it.
She never mentioned she was monitoring the Primogen's finances. Or this Catapotis. What on earth is it?
I've got no idea.
It doesn't add up. It seemed important to her.
But she's not here to shed any light on it.
I'm listening.
I've asked for your presence here because I have a new mission for you. Delsin was able to track down the men who attacked us.
It wasn't easy, but it was impossible for them to disappear without leaving a trace after what they did yesterday.
Where are they hiding?
Long Island.
Yes, of course. An abandoned facility just off the coast. An old fort. It's the ideal place for a secret base.
And certainly much more. Who knows what they're up to out there?
How is it we didn't notice a thing?
They have abundant resources, and we're short on eyes.
It doesn't matter. We'll find the people responsible for the situation later. Our most pressing issue is preventing them from striking us again.
How?
You're going to go there and kill their leader.
Walk straight into the lion's den, all alone?
I have complete faith in you, and you've always excelled in this sort of exercise. It should bring back old memories.
I was a hunter of kindred. The SI is a different beast altogether.
You don't think I'd ask you to do this if I didn't have a plan. Delsin has found a way to sneak you onto the island. They evacuated the bodies from the site of the party, which is how we were able to pick up their trail.
There's a small, nondescript warehouse at Jeffrey's Point. As far as we can tell, their transfers from Boston to Long Island are made by boat. To avoid drawing attention to themselves, they've chosen to employ only small craft. There are bodies packed in the warehouse waiting to be shipped over. Do you get the picture?
You want me to disguise myself as a body to be evacuated?
Exactly. All you have to do is stop simulating your vital functions for a few hours.
It's risky.
It's risky, but it's now or never. We might never get another opportunity. We have to try.
The last transfer is probably going to take place tonight. After that, there's no way of knowing when we'll get another chance.
I need to know the details.
Let us worry about getting you into the warehouse. We've made all the preparations. You won't have to worry about a thing until you get to Long Island.
We know where they are. Why go through their warehouse?
Charging into Long Island blind would be far too risky.
And with a traitor in our midst, I'd rather keep this to a small circle of trusted people, to avoid any other unpleasant surprises.
And after that?
Once you're on the island, you'll be in uncharted territory. You'll be on your own.
Who is my target?
Walter Stanford.
He's the head of the Boston Task Force. He's part of what they call the Society of Leopold.
Someone else will take his place.
No need for you to worry about that for the time being. Your mission is to eliminate Stanford, and that's all.
What do we know about this Stanford?
Not much. They're very careful. He was sent from the Vatican, and he brought other fanatics with him. If he's here, it means that Rome has faith in him, and that can't be good for us.
He's got to be taken out.
What's the Vatican getting out of all this?
Your guess is as good as mine. But it seems that the kind are trying to get a better understanding of us in order to hunt us more effectively. These priests have been our enemies for ages. They have knowledge,
Putting an end to them is crucial. We must keep our enemies from unifying their strength.
I don't wish to be the bearer of ill tidings, but what if I fail? Do you have a backup plan?
Caleb, you won't fail. You're our only hope. We place all our trust in you to complete this essential mission.
There's no room for error, Bazori.
Aren't you worried someone will tip off the SI? There's still a traitor among us.
The traitors, my department. You need to strike quickly, and don't let anyone know of your plans. We can't take the slightest risk.
All right. I've heard enough.
Very well. Then you should get going. We've already lost enough time.
Very well. My prince.
I'm guessing you tipped Bazori off to the traitor?
Yes.
Any news?
Nothing since Richard's report. My city is in danger. Everything I've built, all the dreams I've invested. That Judas is a threat to everything.
Not for long. You'll bounce back.
Yes. Congratulations on your negotiations with the Chantry. Our agreement with Hartford is crucial.
Your wish is my command.
I always knew I could count on you. You're a true ally, a loyal one, a future asset in my Primogen. But one thing at a time. Before we get there, I have another favor to ask of you.
What a surprise.
About what I told you earlier concerning Delsin and Long Island. I've got a plan.
Oh, I know that look. Hazel.
This is the best moment to strike.
That sounds like the definition of rushing into things.
Yes, but we have no choice. Delsin?
We need to blind them, from the inside. They know too much about it. We have to change that. For that, we need someone to hit them with a surprise attack from within their compound.
I wish that person luck.
It's you.
That's way out of my league.
Hazel's not asking for your opinion. You proved you were reliable with Hartford. We need your skill sets for such a risky and vital task.
That's precisely what's got me on edge.
It's your chance to prove to the court once and for all that you deserve a place on the council, MM. After this, you'll be untouchable.
I sure hope so. All right. How do I get on this island? By boat?
I doubt it. Coastline's under surveillance.
So I swim across. All right. What then?
Kaya's wrote a program that can help us. If you can upload it into their system, it'll corrupt all the data they've got in their database. Their systems, the archives, it'll all be lost.
Allowing us to cover our tracks.
It's our best shot at making it through this. You'll just have to insert it into a computer that's on their network. That's absolutely essential. Any questions?
Your plan sounds pretty old school. There's no way to do that remotely?
We've tried, but Leto's agents weren't able to breach their security. Their network's too highly protected. That's why we need you.
I see. Am I allowed to take a partner? I'd feel a lot better about this if I had someone covering my back.
I understand, but that's not possible. We're already taking a risk by sending a person in to infiltrate their hideout.
Got it. So, let me get this straight. You want me to infiltrate the enemy base alone? The same enemies who just slaughtered half the camp.
Quit whining. You can have help.
Oh, really?
Your task will not be easy. You'll need a diversion while you sabotage their system. A raid near their base, for example.
That could work. Who will you send?
I refuse to sacrifice any more of our people. So we might as well send in the riffraff.
The Anarchs could do the job.
Come again?
You heard me. I want you to go see them and convince them to go with you to Long Island.
You're trying to thin their herd.
I'm balancing the scales, that's all.
They can't stand us. They'll never agree to fight for us, let alone on their own without us.
They don't have to know they'll be alone. Lead them to believe our forces will join up with them. The SI is a threat to the entire city. They're just as concerned as we are.
Send someone else to negotiate. A real emissary.
No one else knows the Anarchs as well as you do. They go to your clubs, don't they? They know who you are. They know they can trust you.
I barely know them. I see a couple of them once in a while, but that's it. We're not exactly friends.
You're still in the best position to negotiate with them.
Yeah. I'm not comfortable with the idea of sending them to be slaughtered. It's despicable.
It's just politics, and it's probably your only chance to come back in one piece.
What if I refuse?
I won't let you. Your conscience is of no concern to me. The only thing that matters is our survival. And too bad if it keeps you up at night.
The true face of the Camarilla. Right then. Let's say I agree.
You don't have a choice, but I'll humor you.
How am I supposed to go about it? I can't just go chasing down every Anarch I know to ask for their help.
There's only one Anarch that counts. Their Baron.
Randall Thane?
That's right. He's in charge of the various Anarch gangs in the region. I don't know where he is right now. You'll need to use your network.
I've got an idea of who I can ask. What can I use as leverage if they try to negotiate?
Money, favors. Offer them whatever seems useful.
All right.
One more thing. Don't tell anyone about your task, not even your sire. I don't want the council poking their noses into this. That will be all. I'm counting on you, MM. Be careful, and good luck.
I'm gonna need it.
Ma'am, there you are. I'm sorry I wasn't here to meet you when you got back. I was busy.
No worries.
I heard your little adventure with our guests was quite the success. Congratulations.
Thanks.
I was just about to go grab a bite. Join me?
Is that a question or an order?
Let's say it's a strong recommendation. One you can't really refuse.
That's what it sounded like. Please.
Lead the way.
Very well.
Is there something in particular you wanted to talk to me about?
Can't I simply offer you a drink without you reading something into it?
No.
All right, fine. Your new mission has been giving me pause to think.
I'm sorry, but I can't talk about it. Hazel made that exceedingly clear.
If she thinks things are better like that, I believe her.
For God's sake, Amem, I'm your sire. You should trust me, not that snake in the grass.
Personally, I've never had anything bad to say about Hazel.
Unlike me. Is that it? You'd be singing a different tune if you knew what I know.
If I knew what?
Nothing. You wouldn't believe me anyways.
Fine. I'll just make your life miserable until you spill the beans.
Seriously?
You know how stubborn I can be when I want something.
Hazel's a smart woman. She knows what she needs to do to get what she wants. And she wants you.
That's going too far.
You think it's an honor, but you should really be worried. Hazel never does anything she's not sure she'll benefit from, which means she's got ways to make you bend to her will. She's careful to hide her secrets from you, safe behind her herald. Tonight could be your last chance to discover them. Very well, let's move on.
The reports from Richard and Leisha are truly frightening. I never thought I'd see a day like this.
Predators never see themselves as prey. We're going to have to be extremely cautious if we want to survive.
Do you have any plans?
No, I'm waiting for Hazel's orders. We're dependent on her now more than ever.
I wanted to ask you about something a little weird, if you've got a couple minutes.
I'm all ears. Is something wrong?
When I went to see the Tremere, I fell into a kind of memory trap.
What?
Yeah, I know, it's crazy. Long story short, I lost some memories. Well, memory fragments. I think I recovered some of them, but I'm not sure. I saw our breakup again.
Oh, wonderful.
It was like I was reliving the whole thing, but from the outside looking in.
Did you see anything else?
I saw the night I was attacked. The blood bond. I heard their voices again. Their laughter.
Ma'am.
I'm fine. I know at least one of them paid for what they did to me.
Yeah.
I saw my trial for destroying pro bono. You warned me about King, but I wouldn't listen. And you paid the price for my mistake.
I know. It's all right, ma'am. It's all in the past.
No, that's not true. You still have that goddamn mark on your neck. I'm so sorry. I never meant for you to pay for my mistakes. You didn't deserve that.
Thank you. It means a lot to me. But you're not the one who branded me. King did that.
I know. Ugh, what I wouldn't give to have him here right now so I can make him pay.
I can imagine. But don't worry about it. Someone will eventually pay him in kind.
I hope so. I saw my embrace.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It was weird. We were so happy back then. I was, at least.
So was I.
Yeah. Remember the night we learned about France's surrender in 1940?
Vaguely. Why?
I heard his speech on the radio. We were in Bordeaux.
Wow, you sure have a knack for remembering the happier memories.
I didn't get to decide. They were there. That's all. That's all.
I'm sorry you had to go through that again. I can't imagine how traumatizing it must have been. It's never good to go stirring up the past.
Yeah, no kidding.
Thanks for sharing with me.
I gotta go. I've got stuff to do.
Just a sec. I know Hazel told you not to talk about it, but please, at least tell me where you're headed.
I already told you I can't. Quit harping on it.
Oh, you're passing up a precious ally, but fine. See you. Don't even think about it.
I wasn't going to.
Did you need something else?
I've gotta go. See you. It's not my fault. Shouldn't leave things lying around.
It's unfortunate, but I understand. You're not used to having kindred pay attention to you. But there's been a misunderstanding. You aren't of any importance to me whatsoever.
Oh,
I'm sorry if I led you to believe otherwise. That was not my intention. I'll be leaving now. Farewell, Fang.
I expected nothing less of you. Goodbye, Mr. Underwood.
Good evening.
Miss Lewis.
Please, don't call me that. MM will do just fine.
Oh, all right. MM.
Did Bazori tell you not to trust me?
I don't trust anyone. It's not personal.
Your sire gives good advice.
Oh, I didn't need Mr. Bazori to teach me that.
I've met neonates who are more worried than you, and they'd already been embraced.
I know I'm not in the greatest position, but it's only temporary.
You sound pretty sure of yourself.
Caleb is valued by the court. There's no reason to refuse his request.
Hazel could decide he's already had enough children. Underwood takes up enough space as it is.
With all due respect, Mr. Underwood had his day. Ms. Iverson is a modern woman. I've got every chance.
You haven't been at court for long. Where did you learn to hold your own with monsters like them?
I think my job has something to do with it.
What do you do?
I'm in economics.
I'm a researcher studying the blue economy.
Can you translate that for common immortals?
I'm an advocate for a more responsible economy. One that's more environmentally friendly.
I see. There's a lot of work to be done.
That's for sure.
But my research shows that a different future is possible.
Your sire doesn't look like he's going to show up.
He's a busy man.
That's unfortunate for you. Zori's not the only person with the full plate. I've gotta go.
It's been a pleasure.
Have a good evening, Fang.
You too, Miss Lewis.
Do you think we have time to just laze around? You need to be fast and effective. Destroy anything we don't need. Keep what's important.
Do I make myself clear?
Yes, Miss Bosley.
You're a good kid, Lazarus.
I need a drink. Now, shake a leg.
Old hag. All right, you heard her. Double time.
Zufang? I didn't know that Galeb's protege was such a big deal. It's like he lives for this. Hilda will never know I was here. She can't be mad at me if she doesn't know about it. Oh, I don't really know how to take that. Catapatis? What the heck is that? What game is she playing here? I'd better hurry. A direct route to the prince's apartments. April plays the guard dog. The Swan's Nest. I hope it's worth it. Didn't know Hazel was into music. There are faint marks on the wall. I've always found swans very moving. They're beautiful, but full of melancholy. It's a nice symbol. I get the feeling something's missing. It's Miley?
Amen?
Miley, that you?
Yeah. What are you doing here?
It's not important. How are you doing? I heard you almost didn't make it. I didn't think it was that serious. How are you holding up?
They destroyed my face. I have a hard time talking.
It's okay. It's okay. The bastards. Who the hell did this to you?
Incendiary bullet. Caught fire in seconds. My skin peeled off. My eye melted.
Okay, I think I get it. Ugh. You're gonna be all right, you hear? You're a fighter.
I won't tell Hazel. But you have to leave.
She doesn't like visitors.
It'll only take me a sec. Hazel had another child before Miley? Shit, I had no idea. Seeing as how it ended, I'm not really surprised. I understand better now why Dijon never mentioned his sire. Hazel's always one step ahead. I wonder if... That noise. Something moved. So Hazel has her eye on my clubs. Ugh, politics. Always politics. What's her game? Is this how she thanks her allies? That explains why Hazel's holding off on Fang's embrace. Underwood. What a creep. Bazori is a loyal dog, and Hazel's got him on a short leash. Hazel said there was an accident, but it was actually an execution. If Leisha were to find out... I should go. It's gonna be a long night. First, the Anarchs. But I have to find them first.
Halsey? Yes, Mom. I'm here.
How many hours have I spent sitting in this armchair for my therapy sessions? I see guilt. Richard often asked me. Hey, Pumpkin. What are you looking at?
The picture is scary.
Come now. There's nothing to be afraid of. You're not going to be afraid of a couple paintings now, are you?
No, but...
Yes, I know. It's Richard. He was angry, but he wasn't angry with you. You know...
I don't think he is. He doesn't like me following you around.
Yes, but it's because he worries you'll get hurt. Pumpkin, there are much more serious things going on right now.
Those people who put us into boxes.
Yes, them. But don't be scared. Mommy's here.
I know.
I won't let anyone hurt you. Ever.
There you are.
Where have you been? I've been looking for you since I got back, but...
The prince hasn't given me a moment's rest since I returned.
I won't hide the fact that I was happy that you were the one to... well...
That I informed them about the Second Inquisition. Yes, I can imagine.
Everyone's petrified. I can sense it.
Hazel lost it when she found out. I had a hard time convincing her I was telling the truth.
I admit that even I...
She's going to ask for your help. I'm sure of it. She didn't follow your treatment protocol. Usually, I give you your treatment when you awaken. You'll become more and more overwhelmed by your visions and your hallucinations. All this because she's afraid. Hazel has become dependent on you.
What, with the SI on our doorstep? I don't
find it surprising to be afraid. What, with everything they've learned about us? And what they just did?
Our prince fears losing her throne more than her head, believe me. She needs your premonitions to help her anticipate the future, to try to influence the course of events.
She would like to, you mean?
What do you mean by that?
They're strange images.
You mean to say they're symbolic?
That's it, symbolic, I guess. But it's hard to say what they could mean.
That's why I don't think it's a good idea to encourage Hazel to think she can rely on your visions to serve her own ambitions. Here's a dose of your treatment. Take it immediately.
This will rid me of my premonitions, is that it?
I don't have time to break this to you gently. I have to go straight to the point.
What are you talking about?
Leisha, Halsey isn't real.
What?
It's not true, is it?
You're the only one who sees her.
No.
Our family has a gift for seeing things.
No, Halsey is my daughter.
In your mind. It's always difficult to pull you away from her. That's why I try to treat you as soon as you awaken to keep Halsey from reappearing.
He's lying, Mom! He hates me!
You're either lying or you're wrong. I don't know which, but it's not true.
Leisha!
But Hazel sees her.
When your hallucinations increase, your premonitions do too. They become more specific and more reliable. And that's what the prince wants. But you grow increasingly catatonic. Halsey starts to take over.
No! I don't want you to leave me!
Enough! Shut up, both of you!
It's just you and me, Leisha.
Oh, no.
He's a liar! It's not true!
I regret having to inflict this terrible shock on you, each and every time.
Every time?
Leisha, the prince wants to see you. Immediately.
Yes, of course. Just a minute.
I'm not supposed to be here. I should have left for the Red Salon already.
Why? No, you can't just leave like that. I have too many questions.
Hazel doesn't like to wait.
We'll have time. Go now. Obey the prince, Leisha. Stay where it's safe, and above all, drink.
There. I'm coming.
Leisha, I wanted to thank both of you for...
The prince sees me. See, Mom? Richard's a liar.
Are you all right, Leisha? You seem...
Quit pretending.
Come now, Leisha. What's wrong?
You've been pretending to see Halsey since the very beginning. Why did you lie to me?
Lie to you? I didn't lie to you. Halsey is part of you, and I accept you just the way you are. That's all.
You don't need to play games. You're my prince.
Forget what we talked about.
No, it's nothing.
I asked for you because I need your help, again. With the SI in Boston, I need to do everything I can to protect us.
Yes.
And you can help me do that by telling me what the future holds.
It's not as simple as that. I don't choose when they happen.
Mom, listen to me.
Yes, sweetie. What is it?
There's no point. The swan will lose its head in 2 days. I just saw it. We know, Mom.
What's going on? Leisha, is Halsey speaking to you? What is she saying?
You're going to be destroyed in 2 days.
You're lying!
I'm just telling you what I understood. Do you still want to know what I see?
There's got to be a way to shuffle things. There must. Not after everything I've done. I won't believe it.
Hazel,
Please leave. I need to think.
As you wish.
damn it. I don't know who to believe anymore. Richard or Hazel.
Please, Mom. I'll be a good girl, I promise. So, we're inseparable? Like two peas in a pod?
Yes. Like two peas in a pod, sweetie.
Mom? What's wrong? Mom?
Yes, I'm fine. It's all right. It's just, I need to talk to Richard, Pumpkin.
Again? No, we're happy together.
It's not just you. The hallway, my memory. He has to explain this. I want to understand.
All right, as long as we're together.
Put him in there. Gently. We'll deal with him tomorrow.
Delsin wasn't wrong. Now, how to find Stanford. This is what happens to mortals who step out of line. This implant could be useful. I've never seen a machine like that. It's a perfect fit. Let's see how it works. There, I've got an implant, but it's blinking.
Clearance implant required.
That doesn't work on corpses. I can fix that. They don't know everything about us yet. In 1870, Long Island was a hospital for chronically ill patients. What do they use it for now? A closet. Disappointing. How strange. This looks like an implant scanner.
Higher clearance required.
Restricted access. Interesting. They haven't been used for years.
Hey! Who are you? You shouldn't be on this floor. Identify yourself immediately, or I'm calling security.
It's entirely normal for me to be here. You have nothing to worry about.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm a little stressed out. Usually the men in suits stay downstairs. But you seem different. In a good way. Not like those Vatican guys, but I shouldn't say anything.
You seem nervous. Is everything all right?
Not really. Ever since those nut jobs took over, they've been acting like they run the place. Without a red implant, you can't do anything around here anymore. And I don't think your colleagues appreciate being kept in the dark. Before they came here and changed everything, it was actually pretty simple.
What do you mean?
Now there are tons more clearance levels. They're really proud of that downstairs. But the truth is, there are tons of errors all the time, and everyone has to update their implants constantly.
Is that why mine doesn't work on the closet?
Is that the first time it's happened to you? Unbelievable!
What do I need to do?
Just like everyone else, we're following procedure.
Forget about the protocol for just a minute.
I'd really like to, but I'll get in trouble. I'm sorry, but there's nothing I can do about it. Good luck with that.
Here are the implants. Here we go. New clearance. Good. Let's see where this takes me. This base is bigger than I thought. It's not going to be that easy to find Stanford.
Don't move!
Easy there, soldier. I've got to...
On your knees! Hands behind your head!
You don't know who you're dealing with.
On your knees, I said! Now!
He resisted. How?
I have important information to pass on. It's urgent.
I have to check. Nobody told me.
Not surprising. I have an implant. Let me identify myself. We've already wasted enough time.
Get in there.
Scan your implant.
Are we all right?
Yeah. Next time, let me know.
That was close. I'll have to be careful. It's much larger than I thought.
Damn it! Unbelievable. Fucking implants. Yeah, it's me again. I can't get into anything.
Okay, go to the database.
I'm telling you, the database is locked. If I keep it up, I'll block the entire system.
Oh, we need to collaborate.
Sorry, I don't see where...
An implant database. If it were unlocked, I could locate Stanford. But I would need a red implant to do that. One from the Society of St. Leopold. What do these symbols mean?
Oh, what now? Please, the door won't open. I thought your test was over.
Yeah, but you have to put everything back the way it was. Otherwise the security blocks everything.
I'll take care of it.
But I have to finish this first.
Very practical.
That's why we do our tests in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
If you're in a hurry, you can take a look.
I'll wait.
That changed the number that's displayed. That's more like it.
There we go. Finally. I hope I find something in the archives, but I doubt I will.
It looks like a converted military base. Left over from the Cold War, most likely.
Hurry up, Henry. What part of I need those results wasn't clear? A child would understand. Why can't you?
When you're done with that, get started on cleaning the last tank.
Very well.
What? What do you want? My time is precious, and I've got a boss breathing down my neck. So if you have no business here, either leave, or I'll call your friends to drag you out of here.
I'm doing an inspection.
Oh, should I call you Inspector, then? There's nothing to investigate here. We're working, something you might not be familiar with. Now, get out of my way.
We're all on the same team here. We're not going to get anywhere by tripping each other up.
You're right. I get carried away. Sorry. I'm really under pressure right now.
The problem with the tanks?
You know about that? Yeah, that and everything else. There aren't enough of us to keep it all running and keep up the pace. Well, I'll be getting back to work now.
Your shoulder. Are you hurt?
What? Oh, that. No. It's blood, but it's not mine. When you spend your days dissolving bodies, you're bound to get splashed.
I'll be on my way now. A removable valve. This isn't for a large pipe.
I really don't have time to talk.
There's a space for a valve there. It's a perfect fit.
Decontamination complete.
Finally, the cleanup's going to start. We don't have all night.
Chlorine solution.
Decontamination complete. Decontamination complete.
None too soon. Tank number 1 has been cleaned. Rahim, can you please set up the next test for me when you have time?
I'll take care of it as soon as I'm done with this.
I'll open the door for you.
Acids, thermite, liquid nitrogen. Nice collection.
Yes, of course.
She has a red implant that could help me find Stanford.
Rather effective.
Access to the pyrolysis controls is locked. I'm going to need a key. Nothing. It appears the power is out. I can take it. It's over. It appears as if acid has eaten through this cable. That needs to go right to the control panel. Good. It works. There's a red implant. It might be the one I'm looking for. There must be a way to get him out of here. This emblem has been severely burned. Florins that belong to former hunters. What do they hope to get out of them? Excuse me.
If you're looking for a little light reading, this is not the place.
I'm looking for something a little different.
Can I help you?
The person in charge here, if I needed to talk to him, how would I go about doing it?
It's not easy. In general, Father Joseph doesn't leave the conservation area until he has finished his work. If he's restoring something, it can take a long time. He locks himself in with everything he needs, food and drink, and we don't see him again until he's done.
What happens if there's an emergency?
Look around you and ask yourself, what kind of emergency could there ever be in a museum or library?
So he doesn't come out.
That doesn't mean he can't be reached. He approves every request to borrow a book from the conservation area through a computer system.
So, if I request a book, he'll come and hand-deliver it to me?
No, it's automatic. He'll just approve the request. His work is very important. We do everything we can not to interrupt him. I'd rather you not disturb him.
You have to admit it's unusual. I've rarely seen such extreme measures taken for a library. It's like being in a bank.
It's worse than a bank. It's a museum.
I'm intrigued.
All these works are rare and precious. If anything were to happen to them, it would be a devastating loss, especially for Father Joseph. He spends a lot of time maintaining them. He really cares about them.
I see that we have collected a lot of things.
Yes, and it can be complicated to find your way around. What are you working on?
I'm researching interrogation methods.
I understand. It's not at all my specialty, but I recommend that you look at the works from the Middle Ages. The Spanish Inquisition was particularly effective in extracting confessions from heretics and other things.
Thanks for the advice.
I don't know what they can feel, but I remember reading something about a retractor used on a particularly sensitive part of the body.
I'll be going now. Excuse me,
I warned you, didn't I? Maybe you'll listen to me next time.
Higher clearance required.
Wrong implant? This is a thermostatic control panel. It controls the temperature, humidity, but it's locked.
Can't you see that I'm busy?
A new face, suddenly overcome by a need for reading material?
I just joined the department.
We've got a few too many newbies around here, if you ask me. At least you're not from the Vatican.
Are they causing trouble?
They're a real secretive club. Information doesn't circulate freely, if you know what I mean. That's pretty much the opposite of my job description. Well, I've got a lot of work.
I'd like to talk to the person in charge of the library.
He's a busy man, and his time is precious. What do you want to see him for?
I tried to get through to him, but he doesn't answer.
That sounds familiar. Father Joseph is extremely focused on his work. You could try talking to Villeneuve, or maybe by going through the consultation room.
I'll try. I'll be going now.
There's nothing quite like the scent of old paper.
Figures. I can't find what I'm looking for.
Higher clearance required.
No, that doesn't work.
Fine. Very well. I'm coming. Ah, thus Cain went to Abel.
Excuse me.
My conviction might not be as strong as it used to, but I can still sense your true nature. My stomach is in knots. I'm not wrong, am I?
And you aren't crying out for help.
Should I? We could just have a conversation. Quietly.
Why?
I've been waiting for this moment for a long time. To meet a kindred face to face. Who knows? Maybe you'll also learn something from the exchange. I am Father Joseph Manna.
You can call me Caleb.
Caleb? Very well. That's a much better start to our conversation. Or an exchange of best practices. I consider myself an interpreter of the great book of your existence. And you are a fascinating subject.
What exactly are you looking for?
You intrigue me. From a theological standpoint, you're an enigma.
That's almost certainly for the best.
I'm not so sure of that. Perhaps if we understood you better.
It's not that simple. We'll always incite fear in humans. The mere mention of us generates a reaction of disgust.
That could evolve. With time and patience.
Time is one thing we don't have. The Inquisition only stops when all is consumed and reduced to ashes.
Well, maybe we could find another remedy.
You might be exactly what I'm looking for here. We could work together, but you're siding with the barbarians. A scholar like you has no place here.
You're mistaken about us. Our common interest is to understand you.
Then you must be blind.
What makes you say that?
You're just trying to eliminate us as efficiently as possible.
We study you. Our methods may certainly be questionable, but...
Questionable? You call systematic immolation a method? Your need to soothe your conscience speaks volumes.
You may be right. It's never easy to realize that you're on the wrong side, is it?
It's not too late to open your eyes.
Perhaps. And perhaps I could also make the same argument regarding you. Admit that we can't just stand by and do nothing. Vampires are a threat. Why should I help you?
Just think of all that we could do together. A mutually beneficial partnership would be ideal for a researcher such as yourself.
Indeed. An unprecedented alliance. The offer is tempting, I admit. You must understand my hesitation. If you were in my shoes, would you trust yourself? You're not a sheep. That's obvious. But that doesn't mean you'd help your enemies.
You made your decision when you chose not to call security. There's no reason to hesitate now.
You don't understand the predicament in which I find myself. It seems so simple when you say it. But if evil is among us, it will be difficult to defeat. Like the snake in the Garden of Eden.
So, I'll cut off its head.
You mean to kill Monsignor Stanford? You're mad. That's not the solution.
If we don't end this now, who knows what will remain of Boston when Stanford is finished with it? We won't go down without a fight.
One single death to save so many lives.
A simple sacrifice.
I understand. I don't know where Stanford is, but you can locate Chiara Favarone in the clinic. She's the only person who has access to that on the main computer.
Very well, then.
But please, No unnecessary violence. Leave, now, before someone finds us together.
Not so fast. I'm counting on your discretion.
And I am counting on yours.
He won't betray me. And who knows? Maybe I'll run into him again. I need to see you there.
All right.
All that for nothing. All right, that's better.
Not everyone has work to do, but I do.
The latest results aren't good.
That's a lot of blood. What are they doing here? So much hostility. This kindred must have suffered.
All right. Concentrate.
Tell me you weren't there for Faverone's meltdown.
I only caught the end.
Great. She yells at me in front of everyone now.
It's her way of motivating the troops.
There are less painful techniques.
I'd be a lot faster if I didn't have to double as her personal assistant. I'm in the middle of a promising procedure, but I keep getting interrupted.
No matter. I'd better stop complaining.
What's bothering you?
I'd rather be careful. If someone were to hear us...
Henry, if you don't want to be the next body under my scalpel, I need those lab results by tomorrow.
I'll be going now.
Back to work.
Human blood? I thought they only studied us. He doesn't look too good.
If Favarone thinks I work better under pressure...
It would appear they are attempting to use our regenerative abilities on humans. They'll never be able to do it. A red implant. Maybe the one that I need.
The epidermis is already breaking down. I've been working on this for way too long.
Higher clearance required.
That must not be the right one. Bacteriological suits. It's locked. This locker belongs to Professor Henry. Easy. Those are ideal to avoid contaminating the experiment environment.
Decontamination complete.
Don't have anything better to do? In case you were wondering, this isn't dinner and a show. Get back to work.
A surgical steel table that's been carefully put away. Everything is ready for an operation. These gloves are made from thin plastic. It would be easy to tear them.
What the hell are you doing?
I might as well throw that out now. Good job. Go get me this creature's cerebellum from cold storage.
Here's the pass and the reference of the member I was working on. And hurry up!
Decontamination complete.
All right. Concentrate.
Is that what they've got planned for us? These people must be stopped, or we'll all end up here. I can't accept that. I feel that urge, like something is tearing me apart.
Apparently you are in cold storage. Great. I'll unlock the box containing the cerebellum. Hurry up.
never thought I'd be handling a cerebellum.
All right. That's better.
Meet me there.
All right.
Decontamination complete.
I still don't see what I asked for on my table.
You sure took long enough.
I can finally get back to work.
I need that.
What?
Decontamination complete. Higher clearance required.
Doesn't seem to work. The implant was deactivated. I need to be careful. That's the key to my cover. This looks like a weapon that has been taken apart. Most likely a prototype.
Pyrolysis protocol. Pyrolysis complete.
It doesn't look damaged. A book about the Society of St. Leopold. Burned to a crisp. I won't get anything out of it, unfortunately. From the looks of it, their prototypes appear to be quite effective already.
Welcome, Councillor Faverone.
Very well. Let's see what I have access to now. Wonderful. I can access the database. Stanford. Based on the GPS data, he's not far off. But below me, there's something flashing here. What did I unlock? A draft by Chiara Faverone.
Monsignor, I am very honored by your offer to take over from you, but I am afraid I must decline. Our strategy is flawed. I've already told you that, and I wouldn't want to do any dishonor to your legacy here. Chiara Faverone. End of dictation.
Interesting. But I'm here for Stanford. It's now or never.
There he is! Take him downstairs.
Today is September 6th, 2019. This is confession number 6, conducted by Father Walter Stanford. I'm being assisted by Agents Hawthorne and Beck from SAD. The blank body was apprehended in our laboratory. I imagine you used one of your little magic tricks on the guards at the entrance to get inside. I don't recommend that you attempt that with me.
I must endure this.
Very well. Let's get down to the heart of the matter. Begin by identifying yourself.
I won't say a word.
You disappoint me. I expected more maturity from an old leech like yourself. We know all about you. Galeb, Suleiman, Parasite. They're all just synonyms. Repeat after me, Suleiman. Confiteor Deo omnipotenti. Repeat. Mea culpa. Mea maxima culpa. Bear your guilt until your imminent final death. Bear it, and may the Lord have mercy on you. But let's not waste our time on trivial matters. You're a businessman. After all, time is precious to you, even if you have all eternity at your disposition.
What do you want?
I ask the questions, you answer. Things will be clearer that way. What did you hope to accomplish by coming here?
I won't tell you a thing.
You'll learn that I admire courage. But sometimes it comes with a price. Pray, if you still can. Domine la Maybe you'll stop your foolishness now. Be that as it may, you managed to find us. How?
We have eyes everywhere. Did you really think we wouldn't notice anything?
Impressive. Not to mention the fact that you managed to get in here. That's no small feat for a vampire alone.
Were there any lost souls that helped you?
You'll never make me talk.
This could all be so much more pleasant. It's my fault. I must not have made myself clear enough. I take no pleasure in any of this. You're going to need to be more reasonable now.
Let's try something else now. A subject that's especially dear to me. I know there's a place where you believe you are in safety.
Since you know where we are, don't you think it's only fair that you tell us where you are?
I'd rather be destroyed.
You leave me no choice. I'm going to have to purify you. I have so many more questions to ask. Let's see what I can find out from you. It seems we've caught another who's of greater interest than you.
Who?
See you soon, Caleb.